Michelle McKissick is a member of the school board. She joins us now. Michelle, always glad to have you back on 3 at 3. How have you been doing?
Thank you, Alan. All things considered, I'm doing all right.
There's a lot going on these days.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this audit. What do you know? What do board members know about it?
Unfortunately, the board does not know anything. We have only heard what the public has also heard. And so that's what's a little disturbing about the press conference taking place tomorrow morning. I would have appreciated just a little bit of a heads up, just to send a document that says it's embargoed or something. And perhaps maybe that'll come in later on this evening. But right now, I don't know anything.
So, Michelle, is there any concern that when this news conference happens tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, that only bits and pieces of the full audit will come out? Or do you have faith that it will be fair, or at least you hope it will be?
I hope it will be fair, but what they have told us up to this point is that the audit is only partially complete, and that whatever they reveal tomorrow may be just that, just a partial part of the audit. But there hasn't been a lot of communication toward the board regarding what's taking place.
What do you want parents, what do you want students to know? Because so much testing is still taking place here. I can only begin to imagine how a lot of families are feeling right through here and now, especially as they hear of a possible state intervention or takeover, as some people call it.
I'm so glad you asked that, Alex, because that's what I'm most concerned with. Here we are just 2 weeks out from state testing for our entire school district, and I want to let kids know and let the families know, and the teachers too, that no matter what, I really believe it's going to be okay. I mean, first and foremost, if we're all about caring about children and students doing well in school, no matter what's going to take place, that needs to be first and foremost, that we make sure that children are educated and they don't get caught up in all the drama of what's going on right now. That's my number one concern.
I do want to ask you, we heard Mark White talk about, he has seen bits and pieces of the audit and that a large portion of it could be very troubling, very eye-popping to say the least. What are your thoughts? Do you think when it comes to record keeping, contracts, just business dealings as a whole, was the district run that poorly?
Well, we have passed every audit, independent audit, for years, certainly since I've served on the board. And what I understand and what the district has already acknowledged is that the record keeping, they were still holding on to the same system that Shelby County Schools legacy Shelby County Schools had. So you know how long ago that was.
Time ago,
you know how an iPhone runs out after a few years. Well, this system had been around for a long time, and instead of diverting funds to update that, they were putting that money back into classrooms. So that system did not get updated. So therefore, there is some record keeping that could be better, and they have acknowledged that. MSCS has acknowledged that. And so we want to work with the state. I think, an audit isn't necessarily a bad thing, honestly, at this high level, because it makes you take a deeper look at what can we do better as a school district. And so I'm not looking at this as this big bad bear that we can take this and make it very positive and make it much better for our school district.
What about when it comes to this state oversight board that would be over, apparently if this goes through, if this happens, that would be over Memphis-Shelby County Schools Board. Is that needed? How do you see that working?
I don't believe that's needed at this time. I really don't, because I think that with everything that's come about as a result of this forensic audit, I think now is actually the most ideal time for the Tennessee Department of Education to work directly with Memphis-Shelby County Schools to correct where there are shortcomings and to work with this board. I know the board as a whole, we have begun training with the Council of Great City Schools. It's a nationally recognized organization that helps boards be more efficient and better about governance. And so, if anything, a silver lining out of all of this is that we are better already as a board, and as a district we can get better with the state's help. But I don't necessarily believe that a managing board needs to come in, because you usurp the voice of people who elected those to the board.
I've heard a lot of people also say, at least here in Memphis and Shelby County, maybe not some of the state lawmakers in Nashville, say, wait a minute, we have been asking for help for many, many years, but have not always gotten it. What's your argument?
Well, it's just that we have asked for help. We've asked for more support, and I just hate it that it's now come to a point where it's adversarial. It doesn't have to be adversarial. We can achieve the exact same things that the state is looking for without this, we're coming to get you perspective. That's not what we need for children. They don't need that. They need us working together to say, how can I make my child's life better? That's what families want. They just want to go about living their lives and making sure that their children are properly educated.
So, Michelle, one way or the other, do you think, what's your gut feeling telling you right now, does this audit potentially open that door for that state takeover?
Anything's possible. Absolutely anything's possible. We'll all be waiting for tomorrow morning to see what happens. But I certainly hope that those who are operating in Nashville, State Representative Mark White, I believe that he is operating in good faith, that he wants to see our children do better as a former educator himself. So I'm hopeful that whatever comes down tomorrow, that we can still be positive toward working together and not go to like hitting the nuclear button before we even start with how can we do things better on an easier way.
One last thing I do have to ask you about, there is a special school board meeting tonight involving the superintendent's contract. Is this for as his interim title? Is this for the permanent title as superintendent? What are we looking at? What are we addressing tonight?
Well, the board already voted to make him permanent superintendent. That happened a month ago. What we've been doing over the past several weeks is negotiating the terms of that contract. We want to make sure that we have a high level of accountability. I think that's what the public has been asking. They're wanting more transparency from the board, from the administration, and that's what we had to make sure we got right. So that's what this is about tonight. And because we have to continue the business of the district. No matter what's happening in Nashville or whatever the case may be, there still is a school district that has to be run, and we need to have a permanent leader, and I believe that we're going to accomplish that.
All right. Michelle, as always, glad to have you here.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having
Good to
me.
see you. Thank you very much. All right, Lindsay, what's going on out